Like some of you probably watch my videos and you're like, this dude is like delusional, insane, crazy. And you know something? I've been getting that my whole life. I've been getting that my whole life. Like, let me tell you, I remember, and you know, he won't get mad at me because he actually admitted to me he was wrong. Jennifer's father, um, you know, he's a great man. Okay, Jennifer's father, Jim. When we were going through a tough time, and when Jennifer first got stage 4 breast cancer, you know, I was telling him I want to get a big house for your daughter. We were living in a very small apartment. And, you know, he told me he was one of these very strict, tough Scottish, you know, Jennifer's half Scottish, her mother was Italian, half Italian and Scottish. She's very tough Scottish, you know, and he looked at me because at the time, you know, I really had nothing going for me. I gotta be honest with you. We're in a tiny apartment. I didn't have really money. That's what I'm saying. During that time, it was a very, very hard time for me. People don't realize it. And I said to him, you know what? I got the eye of the tiger, Jim. I told him, I'm gonna make a ton of money and I'm gonna get your daughter a big house. And he looked at me with like a kind of sarcastic face, you know, a sarcastic smirk. He goes, never gonna happen. He goes, stop dreaming. You're not getting a house. He goes, you know, you just don't have the money. You have no prospects for that to happen. So he lived at the time in, you know, the other town in Ware Town. And where I live now in Barnegat. He lived in the town over. Now, when I was talking to him about this, I lived in Staten Island. I had a small apartment in Staten Island. So now I have ultimately a bigger house than he had. You know, I had seriously, my house is bigger. My house has an in-ground pool. His house did not have an in-ground pool. He had the community pool, but you know, my house was much bigger than his in-ground pool. And I remember he looked at me one day, and this was not too long ago, and he said, "I don't know how you did it, Rich, but you did it." He said, "I don't. It's amazing." He told me, and you know, I got this throughout my whole life. Like I remember telling, I was 21 years old, and I remember telling my mom and my dad, I'm like, you know what my dream is? And they were like, what? I want to have an office in the Empire State Building. And I remember, what's up, Mo? I remember my father told me, like, you know, he goes, like, what are you smoking? Can I have some? He goes, what are you drinking? Share the wealth. Let me. What do you drink? You got a bottle of Jameson? He goes, give. My father thought I was nuts, right? So I did what I had to do. I worked it out, okay, and I got a couple of my buddies involved, and you know, I raised money, and I got an office on the 40th floor of the Empire State Building. I was right at the time when Fubu was coming out. I was right next to Fubu. Okay, so, and I remember this guy. He was like an attorney in New York. He was like one of New York's biggest attorneys, like a very, very prominent, respected attorney. And at the time, I was 21 years old. And he said, I worked my whole life to get to Manhattan and to get to the Empire State Building. Are you rich? Like, is your parents like what rich? Like, how are you here right now? I'm just looking for my wife. She normally brings me Alka-Seltzer after a big meal. She'll be here probably any minute. But anyway, people have been telling me my whole life I can't do things. And I came very, very close. I know that, you know, I didn't accomplish it. Okay. I'm not delusional. Okay. You think I'm delusional. But I was reading, let me just tell you a story. I was reading The Art of the Deal by Donald Trump. And something just snapped in my head. I was like, you know, I was a young kid. What's up, JC? And I said to myself, I could do it. I can own a casino. I swear to you, I was like I was just in, I had a basement apartment. I was living with my parents at the time. I was young. This is but right before we got married. And I was reading The Art of the Deal by Donald J. Trump. Here's my wife with the Alka-Seltzer. And I told you she was going to come. You got the Alka-Seltzer, right?
Oh,
Yeah, I'm doing a live, but don't worry,
oh,
they're not going to see you.
oh.
I just had a whole bunch of McDonald's, so let me have a little Alka-Seltzer. Salud, Gin Donny. You don't understand why I live with my mom, Trashy LeBoy. That's his name. This guy's a Trashy LeBoy. Salud, Gin Donnie. Cheers. I'll get to that in a second. So, Jen, I was just telling them. So, I was at the time when I was living with my parents in Brooklyn, and I had the basement apartment. I was reading the book, remember the book, The Art of the Deal
Oh yeah.
by Donald J. Trump. And I just remember, I just snapped. I said, I could own a casino. Do you remember this?
Yes, I
My wife
do.
lived through this.
Yes, I did.
So I told my wife, I go, Jen, I'm going to own a casino. And I mean, she gave me like a look, like, you freaking guy is a nut job. Like, could you imagine like some guy who's living with his mom and dad, his parents,
No.
right? Who's like, yo, I'm young. What was I? Like in my late, I don't know, I don't
Early
remember.
20s.
Early 20s, I don't remember. See, I don't remember like stuff. I don't remember exact things. I give you roundabout things. But anyway, so I'm in my early 20s, like maybe mid 20s. I think it was mid
Yeah, yeah.
20s. It wasn't, now I'm thinking about it, I think it was mid 20s. But anyway, I said to my wife, I'm going to own a casino. And she's like it's kind of like the equivalent of someone saying I'm Napoleon Bonaparte. You understand? It's the equivalent to someone saying I'm Mussolini. Like she thought I was friggin'. She thought I belonged in Bellevue. She thought I really, like this guy's got to put a straitjacket on. So obviously I start doing some homework, right? I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna do this in Atlantic City. It's impossible. It's too much money. There's no way I'm gonna do this in Vegas. So I noticed in St. Croix, it was the United States Virgin Islands. There they had two casinos, and I started doing all my homework, all my DD, and they had one more license that they were willing to give out. In other words, you were able to have three casinos. Like so, there was a vacant, meaning there was one more person, a developer, who had an option if they had the money, the credit, everything, to actually open a third casino. You understand? I'm trying to think if it was the It might have been the whole Virgin Islands. Actually, now I'm thinking. I don't even think it was subject to St. Croix. It was like the whole Virgin Islands. But anyway, long story short, I found land. It was 110 acres. Tell them, Jennifer. It was
Mm.
110 acres. It was $1.8 million dollars, the land. And it was already zoned and approved for a hotel casino development. So I showed my wife, I was at the time, we had the computer. I don't know if was, I'm trying to think if there was Google back then. Was there? I think it was, right? Yeah, there was, right?
Yeah, I don't
There
think it
was,
wasn't as
yeah, it was,
popular,
right.
but
It wasn't
yeah.
that popular, but Google was starting out.
Hmm.
So I showed her because the guy sent me the online brochure, and I showed Jennifer, and she's looking at this beautiful, I mean, beautiful coral reef. They had these big mountains, and they had all this flat land that was, ocean front. It was 110 acres, right? So I'm showing my wife. Well, we weren't married yet. We were going to get
We're
married. We were
engaged.
engaged.
Yeah.
So she's looking at this land and she sees the price, $1.8 million, right? JC, I'm in Jersey, a hole. Like, oh, you're talking to these losers. JC is a good man. JC is my brother. But anyway, let me continue. So, long story short, my wife really is ready to commit me into a mental asylum. Because you have to try to understand. We're in the process of trying to save money to get a house. I'm living with my parents. I'm in a basement apartment, and my wife's like looking at me like I'm looking at land that's zoned for a hotel casino development in the Virgin Islands for $1.8 million. I don't have money. We couldn't even get a house. I had to pay for the wedding. The wedding alone was going to be 30, 40,000. That's another story. We'll tell you some other time. That was another big challenge for us, but we did it. We got through it. We had it at the Fort Hamilton Army Base. I had the view of the Verrazano Bridge when I got married. That was always my dream. My dream. That's another thing that people didn't think I could accomplish. I did so many things. People say they call me the almost father,
Uh-huh.
but that
Just
was another one
close.
of my dreams. I always wanted to get married, like the movie Saturday Night Fever. Like John Travolta. I wanted to have the view of the Verrazano Bridge, and I did it. So anyway, my wife's like, Rich, look, we got to talk. Maybe let's go to the diner, get a cup of coffee. She thought I was losing my mind.
I was so supportive back then.
She was supportive, but she thought I was friggin' crazy. So, hey, long story short, I start making calls. I called a buddy of mine who was a big Manhattan real estate broker, Steve. My wife didn't really like this guy too
No,
much.
no, I
We hung
didn't.
out a lot, in Atlantic City. One time I hung out with him on Valentine's Day like a
Yes,
degenerate.
and I was home with your mother
And
and
she was
grandmother. Grandma
home,
Anna.
yeah, she was
I
home with my
spent it.
grandmother, Anna, and
Yes,
my mother.
yes, I was. Oh
It
no.
started to get to my head. I'm sorry, Jen. I love you. I apologize. But all right. So long story short, I called up my buddy. He's a big Manhattan real estate guy, and he's a good friend of mine. And I told him, I said, look, I got an idea. I want to start. Want to raise some money. And he introduced me to some of his friends, and introduced him to some of my friends. Blah blah blah. And we actually did it. We didn't come up, with, let's just put it this way, we didn't have the whole 1.8 million, but we had enough to get the option. You understand? I got the option on the land. So now my wife can't effing believe it, right? Right? I mean, how did you feel back then? I actually did it.
Yes, you did.
Like I had the option. It was in my effing
I
name.
said this guy could do anything.
$1.8 million oceanfront land
The
zoned
best was
for a hotel casino.
that was the best. That's when I said this guy could do anything.
Oh yeah.
Well, you gotta,
One of the
yeah.
investors was a Hasidic Jew, which in other words, the old joke is you can't get any money out of them. You understand? And
Remember
and
they came to you.
and he came to my house and he
Was it
loved the
with his
idea.
father or something?
He came with the whole
Don't
the
say.
big Jewish people in Brooklyn.
That's when I said this guy could do
Right, right.
anything.
But so long story short, um, I did it. I actually took the land off the market. It was my, land, everything. Everybody started to talk to me now in the Virgin Islands. Like I became kind of like the hot talking spot. All the big people. I met the Hemingway family. I told you, you probably heard of Ernest Hemingway. Remember, Jennifer?
Oh yeah.
I was hanging out with big shots, and they really believed in me. And so this was the final piece of the puzzle. I had the land. I needed to develop it. You understand? I needed to develop it. So I hired, architects. I really did my homework. And they came up with the schematics, the blueprints. We did the whole thing. And they did the art design of the casino. We did everything. And they came up with $50 million I needed. I needed $50 million to develop it. So I'm like, where the FUCK am I going to get $50 million, right? So I started calling people, and through this Hasidic Jewish person that Jennifer mentioned, he said, I know Florida's largest real estate developer. He's a very good friend of mine. I can't mention his name, okay? I can't do it without his consent. So he called him up. We spoke. I said, look, I have an option on, this is right in the center of the Virgin Islands. Great. He loved it, the location. I said, I want to build a hotel casino. I explained to him there was only one more license left, only one more license left for the whole Virgin Islands. And I really caught his attention. He liked it. I told him, I said, this is beautiful, man. We can make this a tourist attraction. We could get people from all around the country to come here. The Virgin Islands, and plus I told him it's United States territory. It's not like we're going out. People don't realize that's why it's called the U.S. Virgin Islands. It's part of the United States. So he loved it. And I never will forget the phone call. I was downstairs in my Brooklyn basement with Jennifer,
Basement.
and at the time we had the landlines. So the phone rings. He goes, "Hello." I can't tell you his name. Let's just call him Bob. Okay, I can't give you his real name. He goes, Rich. It's Bob. Jen, tell them that this did not happen. I wired $50 million into my checking account. He goes, and within a few hours, I'm sending it to you. Jen, tell them.
True story. I was there. I witnessed
Could
it.
you imagine getting a call like
Oh
that?
my god.
Could you imagine getting a call like that?
No. True story.
He's like, I'm sending you the money. Long story short, I guess his lawyers called him frantic or something. I don't know what happened. Um, the lawyers talked him out of it. He was all set to go. The guy was all set to go. Yeah, we got that cease and desist order, but it really was his lawyers who talked him out of it. It was his lawyers. And another thing that messed him up was he wanted a backup plan for some reason. I don't know why. He wanted a backup plan, like in the event that he didn't want to build a casino, he was like he just wanted a backup plan, like that he could subdivide, the acres and sell them. And he was like, Rich, I wanted to come each acre to come in at about 350,000. I know I forget the exact numbers, but there was this stupid broker in the Virgin Islands, and she under friggin' valued all the friggin' land. This friggin' Mameluke. This remember that Mameluke? And that
Yes.
was another thing that he didn't like. So I told her, I'm like, you gotta do the right thing. But one of those really like straight friggin' arrow mother effers, and she just said, look, she goes, you're gonna get 200,000 an acre or whatever it is, whatever it was. He decided against it, but I was this effing close. And if he would have gave the 50 million, the idea in the contract was I was going to get a 25% interest in the whole effing casino. Could you imagine that? I still to this day dream how my life would have turned out. I think it would have been a whole different life. Like if this happened, we would have probably been living in the Virgin Islands. Our children would have been living in. We would have had a whole different life, and I probably would have been a multi millionaire. I mean, much more than my current situation. I mean, I would have been like big time. I mean, I was looking to do a second deal with the Hemingway family. I would have did a third deal, a fourth deal, a fifth. Before you know it, I could have been like a friggin' Donald Trump, seriously. And when that didn't happen, everything just collapsed in my life. That's what happened. It all collapsed. I had this beautiful house in Jackson, New Jersey. See, what happened was I went nuts. Can I tell you what happened? I did the stupidest thing that you could do. I was so confident that this deal was going to go through. You understand? I bought a $505,000 house, which, by the way, now it sold recently, I think, for almost $1 million. It had a football field backyard. I went out, I leased a not leased, financed, excuse me. I financed a Mercedes Benz. Tell them, Jen. It was E500
Mm-hmm.
AMG package. So I got a
Yes. Good
Mercedes
story.
Benz. I had this is what just when we were engaged and getting ready to get married. Can you imagine all of this crazy
No.
shit? So all of a sudden,
Mm.
our lives just became. I went from a complete nothing to like I was on G3 corporate jets. I was flying back and forth from San Juan to St. Croix, with this guy, with this developer. He had his own jet, and he set me up at the Ritz Carlton. At the time, this was before he said no. When he was ready, when he was really considering it, he flew out there, and he got me a big suite. I had like a whole floor at the Ritz Carlton. I had a pool. I had a pool inside my suite. Can you believe this? Like actually inside my room, there was a pool. I'll never forget it as long as I live. And he set me up. There was like a $50,000 marker just for me to gamble. He told me if you lose it, it's on me. It was amazing. He's like, if you lose any money, don't worry about it. We went out, had a big gigantic dinner. He pulled out the American Express Black Card. I was so blown. I've never seen the American Express Black Card before. Like, I don't know if you know about the American Express Black Card. You literally could charge anything. Like, you could go buy the Empire State Building with that thing. You could charge it's no limit. It's like you could literally go and buy Donald Trump's plate with that, no problem. So I came close. Anyway, let me read. Calm down, someone's saying. You still came up short, loser. That's Treshy Lavoy. So in
Horrible.
the end, you failed again. But let me ask
Horrible.
you. But let me ask you a
And what did
question.
you ever do?
Was it really a failure? Let's see. It resulted in me getting a Mercedes. It resulted in me getting over a $500,000 house, which had an in-ground swimming pool. I mean, we only had it for a little over a year or so, about a year. It resulted in me living like a multi millionaire, where I'm on corporate jets, suites at the Ritz Carlton. You know, I lived better than any one of my family members, any one of my friends. I was living like a multi millionaire. So I don't know. Do you really consider that a failure?
I wouldn't.
Did any of you did do anything like that before? You know what I
Just
mean?
the same old
Were you on
boring life.
corporate jets? drinking Dom Perignon, you know, suites at the Ritz Carlton that were entire floors, pools in your room, $500 dinner. I still do that today. I lived like a multimillionaire. And then he goes right back to the hate.
It's
The
just
point the
jealous.
the point is that
Well,
I'm
you just
making an
live a very boring
announcement.
life.
The point is I'm making an announcement. Okay? Ape Father is going to work his ASS off. I'm making an announcement. And I am going to fulfill my life's dream. I'm not saying to you it's going to happen overnight. I am going to fulfill my life's dream. And I am going to own a casino. It's probably going to be in Atlantic City. Okay? And you're all going to witness it. Okay? So laugh now. I want you to remember this live stream. I want you to laugh your asses off at me. I want you to make fun of me. I want you to get all of your kicks because you're going to remember this video. Okay? And in the very, very near future, you are going to see my name in lights. And I know you think I'm a lunatic, and I know you think I know, but listen, when I first told my wife, when I told at the time she was my girlfriend, what I wanted to do, she wanted to put me in Bellevue. She wanted to put me in an effing straitjacket. Now here's the best part. I'm gonna do it all by myself. You understand? That's it. I don't want your money. I don't want your money. You know what I want? I want your views. That's what I want, okay? Just all you got to do if you want to support me is view all of my effing videos. It doesn't make a difference what it is. If I'm playing the piano, if I'm playing the blues, if I'm making a wife joke, if I'm eating a friggin' Big Mac, watch all my videos, baby. And I'll do it myself. I'll put together some kind of a deal. I'll figure out how to get all the money. I will accomplish this. And let me tell you something. I want to eventually be the face of all of you of the AMC apes because you want to know something. We all got a raw deal. I wanted all of us to have Bon Jovi wealth. I wanted all of us to have Billy Joe wealth with AMC. I wasn't joking with all of that stuff. I meant it from the bottom of my heart. I believed in the Moaz. But you want to know what happened? Whenever you trust people in this world, they stab you in the back. Adam Aaron is a snake. Ken Griffin is a snake. Gary Gensler is a snake. And that's the thing. You know what it is? You gotta be John Gotti. And I'm not talking that you gotta be a gangster or a wise guy, knock around guy. You gotta be the boss of bosses. If you want some advice, now this is not financial advice. Remember, I'm not a financial planner. I don't give financial advice. I'm an entertainer. But this is just, entertainment purposes only. You know how you make it in this world? You got to be the one in the leader seat. You got to be the big shot. You understand? You can't, whenever you're a puppet, you understand? Whenever you're a puppet and someone else is the puppet master, you're never going to make it. And that's why I don't want to be involved in Wall Street anymore. I don't want to be involved in Wall Street because I'm never going to be the puppet master. You understand? Ken Griffith is the puppet master. That's it. That's it. I'm giving it to you all straight. There's too many people involved that control the stock market. You just don't understand. You don't stand a chance. We don't stand a chance. Look at what happened with TLP. Look at what happened. Whenever a company goes from public to private, the shorts are all required by law to close out their positions. I thought MMTLP was in the bag. I think that's really when it convinced me that this is such a rigged thing, the stock market. I have to say alleged to protect my ass. But at that moment, I realized I was like, if MMTLP is not gonna, or the shorts are not gonna close. I'm like, you still have people still talking about it still to this day. Like, all the shorts are gonna close their positions with AMC, or a lot of them said they already did it. It's already done. All I can tell you is I don't believe in the stock market anymore. Young Cooter, I love you, brother. Hey, Father, I'll do whatever it takes to help you hit the top. You know what you could do for me, brother? What you're doing right now. Just, even if my videos are ultimately boring, listen to me. Just watch them. Listen, I might make, you want to all laugh. Sometimes I make videos that make no sense. Like I make videos of rocks, and I say this is a large effing rock. And I remember this one guy commented. He goes, "Listen, he was like, are you mentally? He thought I was like retarded. He's like, you freaking retarded, bro." He's like, I'm making videos of rocks. I'm like, there's a big rock. I said, this is a small rock. This is a medium rock. I'm at a point where I don't care anymore. I know you all think I'm like a psycho. I don't care what the video is about as long as I get views. That's it. I don't care. I make a video about trees. I'm like, oh, trees, green. You remember my cousin Vinny? You ever see that movie with Joe Pesci? And remember, the guy was on the witness stand. He goes, "Let me ask you a question. Is this the window to your house? Remember that?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "What's all this like disgusting brown stuff around your window?" So the guy goes, "Dirt." He goes, "I can't see, it's all dirt, right?" He goes, and then he looked outside. He goes, "What's those big, huge things?" There's like two big things. He goes, "What are they?" He goes, "Trees." He goes, "Yeah, that's right. What's all those little things on the trees? Like there's like these thousand of things." And he looked at him. He was like so confused. Leaves? He goes, "That's right." He said, "Don't be afraid. If you know the answer, just shout it out." And then what's those four big friggin' bushy things? And the guy goes, "Bushes." He goes, "So you expect me to believe in a matter of 2 seconds that you're looking through this window with all this effing dirt on it, all this friggin' mud and disgusting shit, with four trees and thousands of leaves and how many bushes? Four bushes. Oh, you forget that one. Five bushes. That you were able to positively ID my clients." It was a great movie, my cousin Vinny. Oh man. Apefather, you should work with a talent manager or something. You could easily be successful in entertainment. You want to know what I want? Thank you, Young Kuda, by the way. You know what I want? Lou for president, yeah. Of Dark Meat Incorporated. Um, I just want to be the man. That's what I want. Like, I don't want. See, you want to know what I always loved about Donald Trump? And I got to get going soon. I think my wife, she's getting tired here. I'm sorry. It's kind of late. It's almost 11 o'clock. But you know what I always loved about Donald Trump is that he's the man. Like everything he did, he was the boss. And his brother, may he rest in peace, Fred Trump, his brother was a pilot. You understand? And he was an alcoholic. Unfortunately, I think he died very young. He had a heart attack. He was the eldest. He was older than Donald Trump. He was the older brother. And I remember Donald Trump always talking about his brother, and he would always say, my brother Fred, he suffered from the alcohol. And Donald Trump said, I will never, he claims he never drank alcohol his whole life. You believe this? He claims he never smoked. I don't even think he has coffee, Jennifer. I don't know. That's what he
Oh,
says. I don't think he never had coffee. He never had alcohol. He
oh
doesn't
wow.
smoke. But the thing is that he kind of like tried to talk. He wanted his brother to think like him, and there was this one like part. It was in this movie called Trump Unauthorized. I don't know if you saw it, but there was this part where Freddie, his brother, went to visit him, and this was around the time when he was involved with the Commodore Hotel that eventually turned to the Grand Hyatt. It was his first big development. It was well technically they built the convention center first, which was on the railroad tracks. But his first real big thing that he did himself, because he just got like a broker's fee on that deal, on the convention center in Manhattan. But his really first big deal was the Commodore Hotel that turned into the Grand Hyatt. So long story short, his brother came to visit him, and he was like, "Hey Donald, I'm a pilot now. I'm working with a big airline." And Donald kind of insulted his brother in a way. He said, you know what a pilot is, Freddie? It's a glorified bus driver. Because see, that's the way Donald would think. He thought like you had to be the boss of everything. The second that you have somebody in any way, shape, or form, remember this, whether it be a manager, whether it be an agent, whether it be an employer or boss, whenever you got somebody that's in some form of control, you are not the boss. You understand? And you know what I want to be in my life? the boss. That's how I live, Jen. I've lived that way, right? Tell them my whole
Oh
life.
my God, your whole life. Yes.
I may
Yes.
not be super successful right now,
You're
but
living
I don't
life
have
on your
any
own
boss mother
terms.
effers.
Never.
I don't answer to
Except for
nobody.
me.
Yeah, my wife's the boss. But besides that, that's how I want to live. So to answer your question, young Kuda, I don't want a talent agent. I don't want a manager because then I have to delegate power to someone else. I want the power. You know that song? I got the power. I want the power. I I just want to be like, the buck stops with me. You understand? I want to make the decisions. Jordan, ask Jen. Would Jen leave you if you ever became broke? Would you leave me if I ever became broke?
No.
She
No,
says
I would
no.
not.
But I will tell you this. I think if I became big enough, she might remind me of 50%, like Eddie Murphy and Bra. Remember Abundo or something, the wife from Africa? Remember? He should go, Eddie, I want 50%, Eddie. So if I became big enough, I think my wife, like I'm talking if I became, like right now,
I think you'd be
right
doing
now it's all
okay.
about the kids. Like right now, everything is for the kids. But
Like,
I'm talking about if I got to levels, like big levels, I think she would remind me
I think you'd be
about
like, all right,
50%.
see ya.
No.
Take care, brush
Even
your
if I
hair.
said see you would still be
I
entitled
know.
to
You'd
50%.
be like, okay, no problem.
She would have me, she would see right now, it's kind of a crazy
Take
situation
care, brush your hair.
because the house is currently in my mom's name. She knows all of this, and the money that we're getting in, we both agreed it's in trust for the children. So it's like kind of like right now, it's like in all honesty and fairness, it's all for the kids. Like I'm changing the house. It's gonna go in trust for my children. It's gonna come out of my mom's name. So right now it's like me and my wife, we're kind of on the same level financially. But if I got really big, if I got like big, like I'm talking like Trump style or something like that, like forget about it. I think she'd say to me, "Hey Richie, give me 50 million, Richie, or I'm freaking taking the whole bakery, Richie." Go to the support your Italian people that need you. The money ain't coming, dude. I don't know. These people are all crazy here. Who's this guy? Callus who?
House whisperer.
No, not Kalis,
You
Malej.
asked me about that yesterday.
I did.
Yeah.
GoFundMe for his kids' college. Blew it. His cash on Bed Bath and Beyond. That's not good. That is not good. AMC up today. Yeah, big deal. Big deal. How you doing, Tommy from the Bronx? I need AMC to go to like 500 a share. That's crazy. You need to go to Ralph or Danino's in Port Richmond. I used to go to Danino's, believe it or not, right by our house, but they closed down.
Yeah, same owner.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the same owners. They had one that was in Manahawkin. It was right by the Walmart. They just have a Danino's. We used to go. I love their pizza, and I also went to the main one. And yes, I went to the one in Staten Island. Young Cuda, don't let Apefather see that comment about Jen. Oh my God, let me
Oh,
see.
God.
I don't want to get friggin' worked up here. Tommy from the Bronx is the man. Let me see. Her face melted. Who would want her? Faceless and titless.
Oh, you're a real winner.
Oh my God. But you see,
Faceless.
you want to know what it is.
Faceless.
Listen, you want to know what it is with people like this guy is that they don't understand how karma works.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't understand it, brother. And I got news for you. You're gonna wind up getting breast cancer. Can I tell you a little secret? A lot of people don't know this. Men don't know this. Men could get breast cancer. That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, they're gonna take your tits off, you friggin' Mama Luke Malafa.
Horrible.
Listen, there's a nice warm place for you in hell. Don't worry about it. Where you know the movie Little Nicky? Remember Little Nicky? Remember Hitler, where they took the pineapple and they shove it up Hitler's friggin' ASS? That's what's gonna happen to you, brother, unless you repent and apologize. You're gonna
No
spend
thanks. I
You
don't need his
you're gonna
pity.
spend eternity in hell. I'm telling you right now. Anybody who says anything bad on about my wife, I'm telling you, God is watching, and I don't want to upset you, but you seriously, look, I would never do it. See, I don't know how you have the heart to do it. I
Oh,
would
I'm not saying
never.
I'm bad
No, but I'm telling you right now,
people.
because as you can see here, look, as you can see here, God is good. I don't have what it takes to ever be rude to someone with cancer or someone that had a terminal illness. I couldn't do it. And I honestly don't know how you people can.
Evil.
And I can tell you this, there's a warm place in hell for you. So if is it really worth it? Like is that like do you get that much entertainment out of a comment like that? Like cuz is it worth going to hell where you're going to be friggin' banged by who knows who? Like Lucifer is going to stick his pitchfork up your friggin' ass. Is it worth it? Like do you get that much entertainment out of making a comment like that? If it's worth it, then listen, call it titless. But when you're bent over, which
Doesn't bother
with
me.
Lucifer's friggin' fire pitchfork up
I
your
had my
friggin'
cancer.
ASS ramming you, okay? You just think about this comment and ask yourself at that point when you're suffering in pain, in agonizing, torturous pain for all eternity. Ask yourself, was it worth that comment? If it is, God bless. That's all I have to say. God bless. The story is, Ape Daddy, is that my wife is a miracle. You want to know the truth? She's a miracle. She's fighting very hard. Um, it's a very, it's something I don't like talking about, but she's alive. She's still here, and she's strong, and she's fighting for her family, and that's all she can do, right? She could be weak-minded, but she's strong-minded. God bless your wife. The weather, whatever show said. God bless you too and your family. Get Jen on the video. She does. I don't think she wants to be on the
No, I
videos
definitely
anymore.
don't want to be a part of any of
She
this.
doesn't
Thank
want to
you.
do it anymore. I've asked her many times, and
I have better
she
things
used
to
to have a
do.
YouTube channel, but she just got to the point when men talk about women like that. What the f? I
Oh,
mean,
thank you,
that's
Trashy
no,
Lavoie.
no, that's Tommy from the Bronx.
I thought
Trashy,
Trash
no, Trashy Lavoy would never say anything good.
Jennifer is
That's
great.
Tommy from the Bronx who said that.
Oh.
God bless. Disgusting people, you and your wife. We're disgusting people. How are we disgusting people? Lucky you got
We're
GameStop.
fighting
Yes.
for lives.
This guy just said we're disgusting people. His name is Wassel. Sounds like a friggin' terrorist. Wassel Latifi.
He said, "Why are you
What do you
watching
win, Al
us?
Qaeda? He sounds like a terrorist.
What
This
are
guy.
you? Why are you watching us for?"
Wassel Latifi. Wassel Latifi.
Can I do name?
I mean, what is that really your name? Is your name really Wassel Latifi? Bro, tell Osama bin Laden's family I said hello right now. I shouldn't say that's terrible.
Oh,
I shouldn't say that. No, listen. This is the mother effers that put my wife in the position that she's in. I shouldn't. Let me tell you, I shouldn't joke about that. I take that back. God forgive me. It's those scumbags. What they did in 9/11. Scum. Human garbage.
why does Trashy Lavoie think I'm great?
I don't know. Listen, in Brooklyn, we used to always get coffee from these really nice Arabic,
I have breast
people.
cancer that went to the brain.
Are you actually watching it?
Yeah.
There was these nice Arabic people. They were beautiful people, right, Jen? Remember Brooklyn
Yes.
and the coffee shop. And I realized at that moment that you can't, it's the same thing with the Italians. It's the same thing with every race. There's bad apples in every race. And, too many people hated the whole Arabic, race. And you can't do that. You know what I mean? A lot of these people are beautiful people. They're Americans. They served our country. And you just can't do that. You can't hate an entire race. You can't do it. You can't. It's it was very difficult for us because, when my wife got breast cancer, I have to admit to you, for a moment, I kind of hated everyone who was Arabic. I did. I'm not, I'm going to tell you the truth. Because you start thinking like, you know, do they know terrorists? You know what I mean? Are they terrorists? Their families? Are they related to them? Are they? And you start thinking, But then I said to myself, I can't do this. I can't allow a few disgusting people that are burning in hell, these effing terrorists, what they did to our beautiful, beautiful, the World Trade Center, all of our beautiful, hold on,
What's up?
all of our beautiful Americans, they just went to work. That's all they were doing. Tragically died because of these scumbag pricks. I can't hate an entire race. I can't. And I don't even know. I was talking about casinos. It's because of this
I'm
Wassel
sorry.
guy. This Latifi friggin' Wassel baby started thinking about 9/11. You're a real bozo if you think it was Arabic people who blew. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Look, there's all these conspiracy theories, bro. I don't want to hear it. Look, there's all these conspiracy theories. Yeah, I've heard all the conspiracy theories. Okay, I've heard them all. I know.
Oh, nice. Nice guys. Coming back. Wow.
I'm just reading some of these
Yeah.
friggin' comments. Bensonhurst baby. Bensonhurst in the house. What's up, none? Gabagool. That's a delicious. That's one of the best. Italian friggin' meats. I get the gabagool. I get the super sad. You know what I mean? You never watched The Sopranos before. You don't know what gabagool is. What's the matter with you? My wife just went to the bathroom. Do I know John Travolta? No, I don't know John. I know of him. I don't know him personally. I got an opportunity to see him live though once, before they closed Lenny's Pizzeria on 86th Street in Brooklyn. John, and this was before his wife Kelly Preston, God bless her, passed away. John Travolta came. This was when he was doing the movie Gotti, and he came down with John Gotti Jr. and what's his name, William DeMeo, who played Sammy the Bull in the movie Gotti. They all went to Lenny's Pizza, and I actually saw him up close. I didn't meet him, but I mean, he was like literally maybe like 6, 7 feet away from me. I saw John Travolta. I couldn't believe it. You want to talk a little bit about politics? You want to talk about Trump? All right. Can we sum it all up? All right. I'm going to talk about politics a little bit. Okay. Do you know for years before Donald Trump was a politician that all of these same people, like I would say 90% of them, used to ask Donald Trump for donations, political donations, even Hillary Clinton. Yes. So don't you find it to be a little weird? Seriously, don't you find it to be a little weird how he becomes the president, and now that he's obviously trying to win again for 2024, that suddenly he's this criminal. The thing I'm just trying to make you all understand. Before all of this, he was a hero. Before all of this, I don't know if you all remember, before Donald Trump was the president, he was constantly on all of those same news outlets, CNN, MSNBC. Like always, remember they were asking him his opinion on every little thing, and he was a big star with The Apprentice. And I mean, seriously, the guy was a superstar hero. And now I just find it to be a little interesting. That's all. I mean, listen, I'm not saying to you, because I know a lot of people hate Donald Trump, but I'm just saying, isn't it interesting how beforehand, how come his company, the Trump organization, how come it didn't get in trouble in the past, right? How come his charities didn't get in trouble? How come he didn't get in trouble? How come his CFO Alan Weissenberg? How come he didn't get in trouble? He was at what Rikers? How come it just seems like it's happening now? And see, I have a little bit of trouble with that. You know what I mean? I have a little bit because it seems politically motivated, doesn't it? Well, then how else do you explain it? How else do you explain it if it's not politically motivated? How come it didn't happen before? This dude never got in trouble. He was a hero. He was a superstar. I don't even think you're listening to me. Look, these people who keep saying like Ape Daddy Dingleberry that my wife doesn't have brain cancer. Look, I think you're garbage, but I'll tell you what. Listen to me. Once again, I do the wager thing. Listen to me. Listen to me. Are you willing to do a wager? You name the price. We show the medical records. Are you willing? Listen to me. Are you willing to do a wager? Just tell me what your bet is. Tell me what your price is. I told you that we'll do it through my attorney. You provide your government ID, you provide your social security number, you're gonna get a notary and you're gonna sign. You name the wager. Name it. I don't care if it's 1 million, 2 million. Seriously, name the wager. Okay? And I will go into a bet. If my wife does not have stage 4 breast cancer that has metastasized to her brain, she doesn't have 3 tumors, you could take everything from me. I got $1 million I'll give to you. You could take everything. All right, make the bet with me. Make the bet with me, but you won't do it. Okay, so then listen, then if it's on video, then that means you have evidence, correct? You have evidence, then take the bet. Take the bet. Okay, so then do it. Do it, bro. Listen, here's my email address. Listen to me. RICHARDLE101 at gmail.com. But understand something, brother. Listen to me. This is not a joke. Don't email me from a fake email. Don't, because I'm just going to ignore it, bro. I'm just going to ignore it. Okay? Send me over your license. Send me over. I want information from you. I want to know who you are. I want to know your real name. Okay? And then we're going to set up a friggin' contract. All right, don't send me an email, go F your mother at gmail.com. I'm just going to ignore it.
This sounds stupid.
These lunatics that don't think you have breast cancer.
Oh, I wish. Who cares about these people?
Be Adam Aaron for Halloween. That's funny. All right, look, I offered you the bet, Ape Daddy Dingleberry, so it's up to you. You want to make the bet, that's it. How does it feel having your AMC bag go to dust? Not good. We're not going out to drink.
What?
Bro, it metastasized to her brain.
Oh,
All right, can we stop talking
excuse me.
about
Why are
it?
we talking to?
Because unless you want to make a bet, bro,
Yeah, let's make a bet.
that's it.
I'll definitely make a bet.
It's not technically called brain cancer, okay?
No, it's
It's
breast
called
cancer.
breast cancer, but it metastasized. Now, I'm not a lot. Why would I lie about? Why would anyone lie about? I love my wife with everything in my whole heart and my soul. She's the mother of my children. I mean, you guys make jokes about it, but you want to know what it is? I see. My wife doesn't understand this, but you want to know what it is? I understand that this is a price I have to pay to be in the public eye. So it is. It's just, and I know I'm not successful yet, but I'm glad that you're all giving me a taste of it now. Before I'm successful. I understand. It's just this is a price you have to pay if you want to be in the public eye, and that's it. I have to deal with degenerates like you. There's nothing I could do about it. So, Dave, what I love about people like this guy, Dave? He says that my topics are not interesting. So why are you here? Get lost. Go take a hike, you
I
friggin' moron.
you,
I mean, isn't it funny? The guy's like, it's not interesting. Yet he's still here. The guy's still here. Still, leave. Get out of here. Go. Say hello to Lou. Mr. Beast never paid this price. I don't know. I mean, isn't Mr. Beast getting sued? I heard something like that. I'll say it's alleged, but I think Mr. Beast is getting sued. God bless the Ape family. God bless you too, young Kuda.
thank you.
What's your plan to be as famous as Mr. Beast, or to be more famous? I want to be more famous than Mr. Beast. More famous. That's my plan. Can I tell you all a little secret, and then I'm going to end the live stream? Okay. You realize I'm being cheated, right? Look, I used to get 100,000 views, 50,000 views, 75,000 views, 25,000 views a video. Okay. I think that, see, what all of you haters did, this is what I believe. I'm going to tell you what I believe. You all reported me to YouTube. You all complained. You said maybe whatever. I said very horrible things, whatever it is you wanted to call it, harassments, threats, all this, whatever it is, you accomplished something. You did. You accomplished something because I don't know what happened, but my views went to shit. Okay, my views went to shit. Now I don't know what you want to call it. I don't know if you want to call it shadow banned. I don't know if you want to call it, I don't know, temporary, anything, maybe temporary exposure to a large audience, but there's no reason why I should not be getting 5, 10,000 views a video, if not more. I went from getting 50,000, 25,000 views to 25 views. But you want to know what's so effing amazing about me? Don't you think most people would have just quit? Most people would have gave up. If people were going from getting 50,000 views a video to getting 2 views a video, 3 views a video, I would say 90% of people, if not probably a higher percentage, right? 95% of people would have quit. Instead, I'm not quitting. Do you want to know why? I'm going to turn it back on. Oh, no, wait. Do you want to know why I'm not quitting? I'm going to tell you the reason why. Because eventually I'm going to break the code. Okay? Eventually I'm going to have so many videos uploaded. I'm going to be so big that Google and YouTube is not going to be able to keep me down. And I'm just gonna be too big. That's it. And that's it. And they're gonna have to give in. And they're gonna have to say, whatever it is, let's remove the alleged shadow ban. Let's remove whatever it is that they got. So no one is gonna F and beat me. You understand? You're not gonna beat me. YouTube is not gonna beat me. Google is not gonna beat me. The Ape Father is too strong. The X Force crew, bro. You guys are gonna be holding Ripple. But it's listen to me. I'm gonna make a prediction. My casino, listen to me. Are you ready? My casino will be built in Atlantic City and open for business, and Ripple will still be under $1. You're gonna see in Atlantic City. You're gonna see, ready? Ape Father, King of the Jungle, Hotel Casino. It's gonna be built right in Atlantic City by naming neon lights, right? And Lou's still gonna be talking about X Force. It'll be at like 20 cents at that point. Again, I'm not a financial planner. I don't give financial advice. Entertainment purposes only. Young Kuda. A Father is building a casino in Atlantic City. Haters. No, but I'm actually going to make a prediction. I believe I can accomplish that goal faster than XRP will get to 20,000. Okay? I believe I can accomplish that goal faster than XRP. Lou says XRP is going to 20,000. I think XRP is going to 20 cents. It doesn't matter if I'm the most hated. You know what you people all don't understand? Listen to me. Hate and love mean nothing in this world. Hate and love mean nothing. Do you know what means everything? Views. That's it. Views. Remember that. And remember another thing. Another thing that you have to remember. You don't have to get it all on one video. All of you people have this way of thinking that I have to get all of these views on one single video. Like everybody I talk to says this. They're like, you need to get 100 million views on one video. Why? You don't have to get 100 million views on one video. I could put out millions and millions and millions of videos, okay, and I could get 100 billion views, or I could get 1 trillion views, okay. So stop this way of thinking that it has to be done on one video, because it's not. Yeah, but do you see my total views? My total views is almost 8.3 million. Wassel Lafitte, whatever your effing name is. No, but I'm saying, do you see my total views? Do you have that many views? Wassel, what's up, Kate? How you doing, brother? Yeah, hate as usual. My views are growing. My subs are at all-time highs. My subs are almost at 12,200, and my views are approaching 8.3 mil. That's I don't know what to tell you. I'm growing. That's it. Let a father live. Haters, he is a fantastic human being. Thank you, young Kuda. But Lou cheats. Listen to me. This is what you don't understand about Lou. Okay? Can I give you a little prediction? Okay. Lou eventually is going to get vaporized. Do you know how I know this? Because it happened before. It happened before. So at some point between now and Lou reaching 100 million views, Lou's going to be vaporized. Most likely, Lou eventually will be back behind bars. Okay. So what's going to happen is this: Lou's second channel is going to be vaporized, and Apefather is still going to be here. Apefather is forever. So let Lou have his temporary little 3 million views over me. That's fine because it's all fake. It's not real. I'll say it's alleged, but that's just my opinion. My opinion is Lou is cheating. You could call Lou funny, but he's a cheater. Lou's a born cheater. When he was born, the guy freaking stole, we call it the skeptoscope. He's a born thief, that guy. He came out of his friggin' mother's, you know what? He stole the doctor's skeptoscope. Lou's been lying and cheating and stealing since he was born. It's okay. I like that picture of Sophia with the middle finger. I like that one.
Oh, I love it.
It's okay.
I
I mean,
love it.
I know. Thank you for what you're saying. A young Kuda. God bless you. Thank you. But it's kind of, in a way, I feel like my daughter's telling all the haters to go after themselves, right?
Mm-hmm. Good for her.
I'm nothing without Lou. What does Lou do for me? I mean, guys, I'm nothing without Lou. Oh my God, Lou is a loser. Lou has no house. Lou has no car. Lou has no money. Lou is forced to cheat to make ends meet in his life. He cheats. I like John Wick Sippen's theory. John Wick Sippen thinks that Lou is participating in clinical studies to make money. Look, again, I'll say it's alleged, but he gets me views. I get the same amount of views on Lou's videos if I'm talking on the throne about releasing what I ate. I get the same amount of views. See, this is what you don't understand. This is why I feel like I'm being cheated on YouTube. I have to say it's alleged. I could make a video, like I could jump into a water. Listen, I could jump into the ocean with a great white shark. I could literally go inside the great white shark's mouth. Listen to me. I could go inside have the great white shark swallow me, and I'll friggin' take a friggin' knife. I'll cut myself out of the shark, right? That video will get the same amount of views of any. I'll get 20 views on that video. That's how you know something is not right. You understand? I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. I'm telling you, I tested this. I tested this. I For some reason, you know where I'm getting all my views is the short videos. The short videos, the ones where I do jokes about my wife and people say it's disrespectful, Jen. You get insulted. It's a
No,
joke.
it's not. It's just like yo mama
It's a
jokes. It's wife
joke.
jokes. It doesn't mean it's
Like
necessarily about me.
I'll say something like this. My wife wants something dark with big nuts in it, right? And then I'll show like a Hershey candy bar. It's a joke.
It's
And
not geared
it's
towards.
subliminal.
It's a wife joke. Wife jokes.
It's a way for a person to click on the video
Oh,
because it's not doesn't it sound a little outrageous? Like my wife wants something dark with huge nuts, right? So it's like it's a way of getting someone to click on the video, but then they realize I'm talking about a Hershey bar. You provide no entertainment. It's not true.
why are you watching?
Millions and millions of people have watched me, man. Don't call CPS. They already called CPS, these people. The psychos. What you don't understand is that once a case has been opened and it's been closed, okay, they're not, you're all wasting your time with that, okay? They checked this out thoroughly. We're a beautiful, beautiful family. We're beautiful parents, and that's the bottom line. So, you know, we have nothing to hide. This lunatic says that you admitted you never had brain cancer. When did you?
Yeah, okay.
Well, it's not called brain cancer. It's called
It's
breast
called
cancer,
breast
but it
cancer.
metastasized.
Get your facts straight.
But just remember something. The more and more you keep talking about my wife,
Get your facts
there's a
straight.
thing called karma. And I'm telling you, one day what's going to happen to you, what's his moron's name? Ape Daddy Dingleberries. You're going to go to the doctor one day and you're going to remember. I want you to remember my face when this happens. And the doctor's going to say that he's got to cut off your effing balls because you have testicular freaking cancer. All right. And that's it. All right. And when that happens, I just want you to remember my face. I don't wish it upon you. I don't wish it upon you. It's just a thing called karma, man. It happens. Karma's a bitch, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I don't wish. I actually wish you the best of health, even though you're mean to my wife. I wish you the best of health,
Believe me.
happiness, and success. But there's a thing called karma, and the more and more that you're doing this, I'm telling you, it's a higher power.
Yeah,
Karma is
facts.
a bitch. Listen to that song by Taylor Swift. Karma is a mother effer. So you just remember that. Karma, yeah. Karma's not coming for me because I'm a good person, brother. I take care of my family. I take care of my children. I take care of my wife. I'm not worried in the least bit. You should be worried. You should be worried, not me. I'm sorry, Doge, AMC Warrior. God bless you and your family, man. I know how you feel, man. God bless you. But if you're only down $300, you shouldn't be that upset. $300,000 is worse. Instacommerce gonna get you. Great song by John Lennon. May he rest in peace. I don't want to discuss that, bro. A lot of people keep asking me about that. My average call. I really don't want to talk about it. If you want to know the truth, I really look. This is where I'm at. I don't want to put any more money in the stock market. I already made this clear. I actually retired from gambling. I'm not going. I decided I'd rather own a casino than be a gambler. I think a gambler is a loser. I want to be like the boss. That's it. I don't want to look as far as like stocks. I might talk about stocks, but I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm not putting any more money in stocks. Just as far as entertainment purposes is concerned, if a couple of people, want me to use my platform as a way to mention a stock, I will, but I will tell you I am not putting any money in it. Of course, I'll have a disclaimer saying I'm not a financial planner. I don't give financial advice. I'm an entertainer. But my platform is used for various things. It's not just stocks, as you can see. It's so many factors: family, fun, food, entertainment. So many things. Music. Be a man. Well, who are you referring to? Rick Alva. Be a man. Who are you talking to? My wife knows I kind of gamer that I'm a person that fixes my mistakes, and I'm a person that does so much better in the future. That's what she knows. I might shock all of you one day. Wax your nose hairs out. Be a man. Who is this? Rick Alver? Are you talking to me or are you talking to someone else? Do you think Lou has AMC shares? No. Maybe one share. Rick Alver, I gotta tell you, I'm upset at you, brother. I'm upset at you. I did that lasagna for you, man. Remember that time you said, "Could you do me a favor? Could you eat an entire what was it, the Stouffer's lasagna?" I did that for you, and this is how you repay me. You repay me by insulting me. That's not a person who's appreciative, man. Yeah, I ate for you, Rick. This is how you treat me after that. That's freaking horrible. Wax my nose hairs. Uh, what are you gonna do? No one's appreciative in this world. Listen, I gotta get going. My wife is tired. V for victory. Everything I said on this live stream is not financial advice. I'm not a financial planner. It is all for entertainment purposes only. See ya. Hate to be ya. Here's my nose hairs for you here. Let me see if I can get one out for Rick. Hold on. Ah, there's one for you, Rick. Take care. Brush your friggin' hair and your nose hairs.